Okay, so Scoundrels Rise. It is just north of the gates of Kryta, and we're going to be vanquishing it today. It's quite a small area, but as you can see there are quite a few Mergoyles in the area, and in hard mode they have access to power block, which if you're running mono builds like me, for example just earth magic, if you get hit with power block it tends to shut you down for a bit, which is kind of annoying. So let's see how we do with the Vanquish. Some of these Mergoyles are actually Elementalists, they're not all Mesmers, which is a good thing. So they use a lot of water magic, so you can expect deep freeze, as well as a little bit of earth magic as well, as it happens. So a little bit of a weird build for them, but it is annoying, it does slow you down. Doing the job, I guess. It's quite a high population of scale in the area. I think they use Spiteful Spirit. Got SS Necro builds. So they're also quite fun, but they're not as bad as being power blocked. I've been enjoying running a little bit of an Earth Elemental build. This is my old support build, basically, from back in the day, or close enough. And it just I use Ward Against Harm now. Kind of switched over to water magic, but this does still have useful applications in areas where there's high elemental damage or there is a lot of melee in the area. I have also been playing with adding Ward Against Melee to my Searing Flames heroes rather than Meteor Shower, which is interesting because it means you can dump the support Ellie full stop if you have a few Earth Wards going. It does work. It's not as powerful, but you get more heroes with more wards, so I've been having fun with that. We are getting to the point now as well where we're almost done with vanquishing Kryta, so there aren't many areas left. This is one of the last ones. I believe we've got Watchtower Coast and possibly North Kryta Province, maybe the odd one or two, but we're basically there now. So we are going to be moving into Crystal Desert, Maguma Jungle, and probably Ascalon in the Shiver Peaks. We're going to have quite a few areas to go at still, but it is a bit of a milestone for me. I've been really enjoying doing the Vanquishes and just recording the videos. It's been quite a fun little project, just getting all of these areas mapped out so that we can reference what's what. Because the wiki's good. It does tell you everything you need to know, but actually being able to drop in and see what people are actually coming up against in an explorable is really useful, and I'm hoping it's going to help you guys out if you do decide to do the Vanquish Tyria title yourself. Hopefully we can do Cantha and Alona as well, but I'd like to get Tyria done if we can. These Mesmers permitting. Very useful to have a minion master in hard mode. I've said it before, but just those extra bodies, they really do help. You get fewer interrupts from the Mesmers. They're busy targeting the other things. That minion bomber build especially. Do check it out if you want to run it yourself on a hero. I'd love to hear from you guys as well. What builds do you use when you're vanquishing? Do you play Ellie? Do you use other classes? Have you got the Vanquisher title for Tyria? I'd love to know. Just let me know in the comments. No pressure, obviously. So the wiki states that we will need to vanquish about 68 foes in this area for this explorable to actually complete the run. And I think we actually did hit dead on 68 in the end. But yeah, it is very, very small. It's not the smallest. I think is it Shadow's Passage? It's the smallest one I'm aware of. This is very much, it is very achievable. If you've never vanquished a place before, if you've never vanquished an explorable, this is one of the ones I would recommend you start with. Because the enemies, there aren't many of them, and they have predictable builds, so you can kind of build your team out to counter them quite easily. Which is always good when you're starting out. It's good to start with something that's achievable, because hard mode is hard mode at the end of the day if you've never done it before. It is a skill that you pick up like anything else. Practice makes perfect. I've been trying to do Domain of Anguish recently. I've only been doing it in normal mode, but it has been testing me. It's one of the harder areas in the game. Even in normal mode it can be a bit challenging. I think it requires a bit more... My team builds can be quite rigid and inflexible. I think you have to let go of that idea of one person doing one thing. So it's something that I've been struggling with. It has brought me a lot of joy as well though, going back into these really hard areas that I kind of used to be able to do, honestly, back in the day, and trying to figure out how to do them again, relearning them. I don't think I've ever completed the Domain of Anguish, but it's something I did used to mess about with back in the day. So I'm hoping eventually to be able to get a run completed with heroes, but we'll see. We'll see how we get on. Right, so I'm going to pick out another track for you today from the YouTube audio library. Don't want to listen to me waffle all day. So this track is No One Here Gets In Alive, and it's by National Sweetheart. I hope you enjoy. Here we go, that was National Sweetheart. No one here gets in alive. Quite like that one. Reminded me very much of the Birthday Massacre. Very cool band. Enjoy listening to them. So this is the end of the run. Basically finished. I hope you had fun on this one, and I will see you next week for the next one. Take care.